I've never done this before, but today we're going to be counting down the highest grossing Halloween movies.
Everybody's a suspect!
Coming to get you, Bobber.
Wolfman's got Nards!
Unfortunately, when you look at the history of the older Halloween movies, we don't have a lot of international box office numbers, so today's numbers aren't going to be worldwide numbers, they're going to be domestic US only. In at number 11 and in last place is no surprising is Halloween 5 The Revenge of Michael Myers, and that brought in a total domestic gross of $11.6 million. In at number 10 is Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, and that brought in $14.4 million. That's not too bad for a movie that didn't feature Michael Myers, and a movie that came out in 1982 as well. In at number 9 is Halloween The Curse of Michael Myers. That brought in $15.1 million. In at number 8 is Halloween 4 The Return of Michael Myers. That only raked in $17.7 million. I thought that would have been more because it was the return of the iconic character, but it could have also failed because the issue that they had with Halloween 3. Maybe some people didn't go and see it because they thought it would be bad, but with the return of Michael Myers, I think 17.7 million is a shame. And at number 7 is Halloween 2 from 1981. That brought in $25.5 million. You're probably thinking that's a low number, but it's actually not a low number for a movie that came out in 1981. And at number 6 is Halloween Resurrection. That brought in $30.2 million. That's not too bad for a Halloween movie like Halloween Resurrection. The biggest problem with that is the movie cost $15 million. So although it did make double the box office, it's not classed as an absolute success when you bring in the marketing, etc. And at number 5 is Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. That brought in $33.3 million, which is surprising again because of the bad word of mouth the movie got. It was pretty good that the movie made that much money. And at number 4 is John Carpenter's Halloween from 1978. That made a whopping $47.2 million at the original box office. Again, that was absolutely massive because the movie only cost around $325,000 to make, and the movie did come out in 1978 as well. So $47 million back then is amazing. And at number 3 is Halloween H2O. That brought in $55 million at the box office. This movie was the most expensive and still is to this day the most expensive Halloween movie ever made at $17 million production budget, but it still brought in a cool $55 million. And at number 2 is Rob Zombie's Halloween from 2007. That made $58.2 million at the box office. That's not great, it is okay, but back in 2007, back in the mid-noughties, there was a lot of remakes coming out back then, and because it was Halloween you would have expected it to make a little bit more. It didn't, but in the Halloween franchise, $58.2 million is still good. And at number 1 is David Gordon Green's Halloween from 2018. That made $159.3 million at the box office. That is over $100 million more than second place. In total, guys, the Halloween movies domestically have made over $468 million. Now that's great, that's fantastic for the 11 movies that came out. This doesn't include inflation, obviously. For example, Halloween from 1978, I think if you inflated that, I think it made around about $179 million with these days' money. So if you are changing it for inflation, I think the original is still number 1, but obviously with the numbers that we have, the 2018 movie is the clear winner. So one of the reasons for this video, guys, is where do we think, and I've mentioned this a few times now, where do we think Halloween Kills is going to rank? It's obviously going to get to at least number 2. Surely it's going to get at least number 2 with over $60 million at the domestic box office. But let me know what you think, guys. Were any of these numbers surprising to you? Because I know that a lot of people don't talk about the box office numbers. Forget internationally, forget worldwide, because we can't gauge that with most of the original movies because we just have no figures for that. But domestically in the US, I know that I'm not from the US, but we have the US figures. So for you guys who know about US figures, for those of you who live in the US, where do you think Halloween Kills is going to end up on that list. And as always, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.